I don't know if anyone's really like thought about it, but just because I was like watching your whole season or whatever. But basically, when you won the Open, you kind of wrapped up like the perfect season. You won all the Grand Prix, you won the Olympics, and then you won the Open and a bunch of other stuff, right?
I think that was my favorite part, is that in the year we threw in slopestyle contests and like rail jams, like the session at Vail had a rail jam and a slopestyle, and I don't know, I thought that was so important for me to go there and do that. And I mean, session at Vail is not a mellow contest, it's intense. Who was it? Andreas almost did 4 1080s to win. Like it wasn't just like mellow riding. I learned, honestly, in that time span, I learned 3 1080s. Like I'd done frontside 10 before the last time around, but like honestly, it was so much pressure to win. And I was watching Andreas' run, and he had 2 1080s in it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I gotta do 3. and honestly, it got crazy. And thinking about it now, it was probably like a huge risk before the Olympics, but I just ride and I don't care. And I mean, there's this weird thing that happened where the girls didn't ride the X Games half pipe because they were afraid to get hurt before the Olympics. And I don't know. I just think that if you think about getting hurt, you're going to get hurt. And I just wanted to be myself and ride, not let the Olympics kind of dictate what I was going to do during the year.
And did you ever like think about the year as a whole of like I'm going to put together this perfect season, or like, because when I think about it, I'm like, it'll probably never be repeated unless you do it next year, or whatever. But like, I mean, for someone to win all those contests, it's like, I don't know if you thought about it, like it's kind of heavy, like that it'd probably never be done again.
And it tripped me out because I just remember going through the season, and I think there was only like 2 events that I didn't attend because of media, or it was actually just, I mean, I went on such a spree after the Olympics that it was like I had to rest at one point. I honestly slept for like over a day and a half. Like I came, woke up, got breakfast, then went to bed, and then woke up later that night, had another thing to eat, and then slept all that night, and then woke up at like noon the next day. But I don't know. I think just the season was insane. I didn't really plan on having that. It just kind of happened where I really didn't want to get beat at every contest. So I was just like, I'm gonna win. And I remember the Grand Prix. Just I won the first one, then the second one, and that's what I needed to get in. And then I won the next one after that, just as like, there's no way I can ever get kicked out, just to make sure for sure. Then after that, it was like, win them all. And then, I don't know, it just developed into this perfect season. And then I think definitely after the Olympics that was kind of the test for me, because the previous Olympians, like Ross, like they kind of did Olympics, and then after that wasn't the best riding for them. And it was really big for me to win the U.S. Open, because honestly I've never even made it to the finals at the U.S. Open. Never. Isn't that weird? Like you would think, like, oh yeah, U.S. Open final. But I always got like bumped out somehow, or hurt my knee, or I even remember a time where I did my run and I look at the board and top 10 go to finals, right? And my name, White, is at top 10, almost 10. And I'm waiting at the top for like 2 hours, and the practice starts. I go up to the gate and they're all, White, you're 11th. Oh, there's a mistake on the board. And I'm just like, kidding me? Like I really figured that the contest was cursed for me, and I mean, to go win another 2 golds at that was pretty insane for me.
And just one last thing, after like this whole experience of this year, Olympics, I mean, even last Olympics, like I remember at Breck when you like just missed it, right? And like 4 years ago or whatever, like I was there when it was crazy.
Yeah.
After this whole thing, like, are you looking forward to Whistler? Like, if you have the chance, will you go in 4 years?
Yeah, I mean, I was almost like, before the Olympics, I didn't know what was up. I didn't know. I just knew what I saw on television. I was like, it's a pretty big deal. It's pretty insane. I don't know. And then upon qualifying, I really just wanted to make it this time because I didn't make it last time. I'm always just setting goals for myself. And I think once I got there, I understood the magnitude of it, because we weren't we didn't even have names anymore. They're like USA over here. You know, you really were representing everyone back at home. And I mean, we ate together. We all hung out on the same floor together. Everybody was together, and you would walk through the halls with everyone else, like Danny and Mason and Andy and myself, and we're all wearing the USA Get Up with the red, white, blue Nikes and the whole deal. And I don't know, it was just intense. I definitely just remember having USA on our chest and like walking around, and that was just the craziest thing. And then you walk by and you see like there's Ukraine and Sweden and all these different places. And like, this is weird. Like,
did anybody like vibe you, or were they all pretty positive?
Well, that was the craziest part. Is I mean, nobody had competed yet. We were the first to go, so everybody was all high strung and like, and biathlon athletes are like staring you down while you're getting your food. And honestly, like the first day we showed up, I mean, I was like wearing these pants, and I remember going down because there's this lunch area, or breakfast and lunch and dinner or whatever. There's always food there no matter what. And I remember strolling in there like with this haggard T-shirt on. It was just, I think it was a Vulcan shirt, so I think it already came with stains on it, like a coffee mark. And I remember cruising down with that and like these tight pants on, and like my hair was just huge because after I sleep it's just gigantic. And I remember like just people going like, who the hell is this guy? Like, what is this deal? And I was I mean, we didn't really fit in too well until we got our gear, but.
And then you guys started like trading out pins and stuff. Did you get into that?
Yeah, that was Danny. He was gonna sell his soul for a pin. It was insane. I mean, he was wheeling and dealing. He's like, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll give you the U.S. pin for 3 Ukraine pins, and then he would use the Ukraine pins to go get other pins, and like, it just became this battle. It was intense, and I'd find him like sneaking out to pin trade without me. It was heavy. He'd show up the next day. Oh yeah, I hit up China and Yugoslavia. like I hate you.